Welcome to Timekeeping. This show will attempt to chronicle year-by-year changes to the Walt Disney World Resort, from exciting new ride openings to the minutia of a store changing names. Join us as we count down to the 50th anniversary of the vacation kingdom of the world. 1984 had been a year of change, but it was just the beginning. Michael Eisner and Frank Wells came into the company with a vision to expand its reach and utilize all of its assets. And they wasted no time in bringing that philosophy to Walt Disney World. Epcot Center was a priority as it was not living up to expectations, but they weren't stopping there. Before their first year was over, plans had already been announced for Walt Disney World's third theme park. At the Magic Kingdom, Main Street USA saw a few changes. The greenhouse was removed as a shop. The Hallmark card shop would become Disney Clothiers on February 24th, and the tobacconist would become the Gibson Card Shop. Tobacco products would still be available at the Market House across the street. Kiosks selling plush and sundries were added to Adventureland and Fantasyland in old ticket booths, though they might have existed since ticket booths had gone away and were only added to the map starting in 1985. A similar location named the Space Place was added to Tomorrowland. At the beginning of 1985, the Country Bear Christmas Special wrapped up its inaugural season. The seasonal show began in November of '84. The overlay featured all of the normal cast of the show and featured a mix of perennial Christmas song favorites with some original creations. The characters were dressed in Christmas attire such as Santa hats, scarves, and earmuffs. There were added props such as skis, penguins, and Christmas decorations hanging from Buff, Melvin, and Max. Big Al was even dressed as Baby New Year, complete with a diaper. The show includes many different traditional Christmas carols, more modern songs, along with some original Christmas barrels, if you will, sung by the bears in a country twang. The show begins, as always, with Melvin, Buff, and Max, and as the three argue over who gets to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Henry appears on stage and starts the show. While it featured holiday classics like Deck the Halls, it also featured original Disney creations like The Hibernatin' Blues, sung by Trixie, Tracks in the Snow by Henry and the Five Bear Rugs, and Hungry as a Bear. You can watch this holiday favorite in full right here on our YouTube channel. Mickey's Street Parade replaced the Donald Duck Birthday Parade in January of 1985. The parade used redecorated floats from the previous parade. Mickey and Donald led on a parade float featuring a large circular sign bearing the name of the parade, surrounded by dancers with streamers and various characters. This was followed by two bucket-shaped floats and then a long unit made of circular platforms, which featured Goofy, Pluto, Chip, Dale, and Minnie. The finale float was made up of the Pooh characters on stepped platforms. Epcot Center saw a few changes in 1985, but most of what changed was rounding out the World Showcase pavilions. China would finally receive restaurants in the fall when both my personal favorite, Nine Dragons and Lotus Blossom Cafe, opened on October 23rd and September 24th, respectively. Heritage Manor Gifts opened at the American Adventure. In Italy, El Santi began to just be referred to as fine leather goods. Disney characters dressed in traditional outfits from the World Showcase pavilions appeared during World Fest at Epcot. This character you're seeing now was dubbed Klansman McGoofy. September also saw the premiere of Skylightoscope. The show featured sailboats, jet skis, speedboats, small planes, and ultralight aircraft. Some of the boats were decorated as dragons. Why, you ask? Well, it was Gary Pabin who came up with the show's premise. The Dreamfinder was being prevented from filling the sky with rainbows because of an evil force. Dragons on the lagoon that shot fire out of their nostrils. The forces of good on both sea and air would rally to the Dreamfinder's cause and defeat the dragons. To tell the story, it was decided that Dreamfinder was going to fly in a huge blimp, painting the sky in an array of colorful rainbows. Pabin wanted a Jules Verne-styled blimp with paddles and gears on it. The blimp had to be cut from the show because the Florida winds made it difficult to launch and maintain the craft. In fact, some days, due to wind, the entire show could not be presented. As the story progressed, Dreamfinder would be interrupted in his cheerful pursuit by the evil dragons known as Ma and Pa and their 10 purplish dragonettes. They all stirred up the lagoon to disrupt the show. The two sides did battle on the surface of the lagoon with sailboats, powerboats, and hovercraft fitted in various colorful creatures until the Dreamfinder triumphed over evil, accompanied by music, fireworks, and a V formation of brightly colored ultralight aircraft, or the World Showcase Air Force, trailing streams of different colored smoke to create the effect of a rainbow. The show was originally only going to run on weekends, but was later expanded to 5 days a week from Saturday through Wednesday. The ultralight aircraft would take off from a private flight park where the Pop Century and Art of Animation resorts are today. The vehicles would trail banners, spew colored smoke, and the show even featured daytime fireworks and a balloon release. There were several special events at Epcot as well. After the inauguration parade had been canceled in January in Washington, D.C., Epcot Center hosted President Ronald Reagan along with a 2,500-person band, fireworks, and an Air Force flyover. WorldFest had actually begun in September of 1984, but continued through most of 1985. Each month would highlight a country in World Showcase, starting with September 1984 and the opening of Morocco. Oktoberfest was celebrated in Germany, Italy in November, and the United Kingdom in December. In 1985, they started with China, Canada, France, Japan, Mexico, and wrapped up in June through August with the summer showcase of the Rockettes at a star-spangled salute to America. The Polynesian would undergo significant changes in '85. Most notably, the name would change from the Polynesian Village Resort to just the Polynesian Resort. The Pago Pago and Moorea longhouses opened, along with extra walkways around the resort, beach, and to the Transportation and Ticket Center, with refurbishment beginning on the others. The Great Ceremonial House also saw some construction, as luggage storage and the monorail platform both were expanded to make room for additional guests. Over at the Village Marketplace, the Port of Entry store became Mickey's Character Shop on October 25th. At the annual shareholder meeting in February, the company officially announced the Disney MGM Studio Tour. The original concept only discussed the tour and the actual film facilities, which were described as equaling Disney's Burbank, California operations. It was being labeled as a gated attraction and not specifically as a theme park, though some references were made to it containing other rides, shops, and restaurants. The company was also clear that this was a licensing deal to use the MGM UA Entertainment Film Library and name, not a partnership. 1985 was barely underway and the Eisner era had began with a bang. Epcot was undergoing its needed improvements. Another big attraction was already in development. The majority of what 1985 would bring to Walt Disney World would fall away to time, but it was planting the seeds of what we would see to grow throughout the rest of the decade. Well, time flies. Enjoying your jump from time to time with us? Please hit the like button and subscribe to support this show and others. You can also join the WDWNT Inner Globe Society for exclusive content at patreon.com/WDWNT. If you're looking for the perfect gear to celebrate 50 years of Walt Disney World, you can shop for apparel, accessories, and more at carouselofproducts.com. We'll see you real soon here on Timekeeping.